When you hear the word presence, what comes to mind? We live in a world where being present, I think, is absent. We rush from one place to another. We eat standing up or watching TV or driving in a car. Rarely do we not multitask. We are often just going from one place to the next. And I've been challenged in the last couple of years in particular with what does it look like to truly be present with God and with one another. And so I'd like to talk to you about that in these next couple of moments of what it can look like for us to be believers who are present, fully present in our relationship with God and in our relationship with others. You may be asking, does it matter that I'm present? I think it matters because God in His Word reveals that He is present with us. Listen to some of these scriptures. Psalm 46:1 says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. The name Jesus, Emmanuel, means what? God with us. And before Jesus left this earth to return to heaven, what did He say to us? I am with you always. So God, by His very nature, revealed in His Son Jesus, is that He is present with us. He's present in this world, in the activity of this world. John Ortberg says this about God. The story of the Bible isn't primarily about the desire of people to be with God. It is primarily about the desire of God to be with His people. So why does that matter? Why should we pay attention to that? And recently, I was introduced to a book called Faithful Presence by David Fitch. And in it, he says, if God is present with us and that the transforming work of His involvement in our life is from us being with Him, then isn't it also true that as we are with Him and that we are with others, that we become part of His transforming work? So I want to ask you, do you want to be part of His transforming work? I do. I want to be with Him and I want to be with others. I want to be present with Him and with others. David Fitch in his book really challenged me because he said, think about presence in 3 circles. So imagine with me right now, you picture 3 circles. The first circle is a closed circle. And in the middle of that circle is Jesus. And what David Fitch said, it really challenged me, is that when we come together as the body of Christ, we are in that closed circle. And that we are relating to one another as family. And that He is in the center of that circle. And I was just really encouraged by that. And I thought, how do I live when I come to church, when I come with the body of Christ? Do I come with the expectation that we're going to really challenge and encourage each other because we're family? Are we present with each other in a way that challenges, encourages, and transforms? And then he said there's another circle. I'm this visual learner, so I really like being able to have pictures. And the other circle, he said, imagine that it's a dotted line. And at the middle of that circle is your home, where you live, your apartment, wherever that might be. And in that circle, you are the host. And you are the host because you are inviting people. See, because the circle has a dotted line. People are coming and going. And they're coming into your environment where you are the host. And you are loving on them. And you are revealing Christ to them. And you are being invitational, just like God is invitational to us. And I love that picture because it made me think of, how am I living in my home? Is my home invitational to people in my family and outside my family? But he said then there's another environment, and he said it was a half circle, not a whole circle. And he said you go into that environment, and you go into that environment as a guest. This one probably challenged me the most, because when I think of going to the marginalized, or to those who are really broken, who are outside of my comfort zone, I think of going to them with well, either not going at all because I'm uncomfortable, or going and not really listening to them, but believing like I just have to tell them something. It's evangelism in my mind. So you go to the broken and you tell them. But I was challenged to think about the fact that I'm a guest in that world. I'm no longer a part of it. So as a guest, I go and I listen. And I listen to the brokenhearted, and I listen to the marginalized, and I offer them the hope of the presence of God. The idea of being present, what does it look like? I've been really challenged to think about God being present in every aspect of my life, and then how I can reveal that to others. Every morning, I come into my office and I turn on my candle. It's not a real candle because I don't want to do anything to damage the church in my office. But I turn this candle on, not because I'm inviting the presence of God, because he's already here, but as a reminder that the presence of God is in me, is all around me. And what really helps me sometimes when I'm having a hard day or things are challenging, I remind myself that God is with me, just as he is with you. Will you live in such a way that you reflect the presence of God to those around you?